car owners nationwide are experiencing the sharp rise into auto insurance rates. Bankrate says the average cost of full coverage car insurance is up 26% this year to about $2,500, and the rates can be much higher in certain states.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
It's JEJE vibe.
People out there in the beautiful planet, in this beautiful world of ours. Welcome to JEJE vibe. Hope y'all are doing amazing today.
We are.
Got my queen with me. Things are happening.
My things are gone.
Martin Sagwan. And at a time like this, it's where you now have to start thinking, what is going on?
Okay, can someone please explain to me why car insurance is getting ridiculously more expensive? So case in point, my current car insurance, it's coming, I have to renew it for the next 6 months. I'm currently with Allstate, and my previous policy that I renewed last year was around, like, for that 6 months, because I paid it in full, was like around $700. So I go check online on the Allstate app to see what the new amount will be, because I know it's been going up every year, so I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be maybe like $800 or something. But no, it wasn't $800. It was like over $1,000. And when I tell you that I was like, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I was like, whoa, I'm so confused here. Like, what is going on? I mean, I have a clean driving record. I have no car accidents, no like tickets. You know, what's going on? So I call up Allstate. I'm like, hey, I just like saw my new, policy or the new like offer for the next 6 months, and it's like over $1,000. Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused because, again, I thought, like, what gets factored into like your insurance is like your driving habits, and my driving habits are pretty good. So what's going on here? And the lady I spoke to, again, she was a very nice lady. She's like, hey, like, what's going on is that, I guess because I'm in Illinois, North Carolina, and I believe, who else? Texas are all experiencing like an increase in car insurance rates, because based on the way she explained, it was like something based on like how the state's insurance commission, they look at like the number of accidents, medical claims being filed in your area, and that's what they really base it on. It had nothing to really do with my driving habits, which again, I'm confused. Like why wasn't that also being considered as well? So I was like, yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me, because again, like, I don't know why I'm like, this feels like collective punishment. Like, I'm being punished because there were more accidents and more medical claims filed in my area. Like let's make this make sense, right? So I don't know. I never thought I would see a day where I would feel like I was getting potentially being priced out of car insurance. I mean, this is just getting crazy. Like, when I first got insurance for my car, when I bought it back in 2022, I think I paid like around a little over $400. And this was back in 2022. Now we're talking about 2024. It has gone up over $600, which is insane to me. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. She said that they were going to try to see if they could like lower it or like make some adjustments, but I'm going to have to shop around again, which is annoying because I already had to I left because before Allstate, I was with Progressive, and I left Progressive because they kind of did the same thing to me. Like, they kept raising my rates for no reason. Or like the kind of exact similar response that Allstate gave me. So I don't know. This is just like, it's just getting like out of control. Just the way everything, just the cost of living keeps going up and up and up. And it's just like, when is this gonna like end? Like, when is there gonna be like a relief? Because it just feels like it's not.
Oh my gosh, why is this stuff happening? All right, just left being with State Farm. She commented on one of my State Farm videos. Just left being State Farm for over 12 years. So being with them for 12 years, it went from $220 a month in January 2023 to $485 per month for car insurance. She said literally nothing changed, no accidents, no nothing. Is anyone else in the same situation? Has anyone else been with State Farm? Or let's even throw State Farm out of it. Is anyone else just been with their insurance company for a long time, and then out of nowhere they are doubling the rates? They're giving them 50% rate increases. I can tell you personally, now I haven't been with my insurance company for that long. It's about a little over a year, I believe. I took a 28% rate increase. absolutely ridiculous. But that's more than double. That is more than, what is that, 110%? Roughly 120% rate increase?
I guess I'm about to be a carless girl. What the fuck is going on with the car insurance rates in the United States of America? I just received a text from Geico about an hour ago saying that I owed a bill or was going to be charged $520 on June 8th. $520. I called them. I said, what is this charge for? I'm a little confused. I pay 6 months for my premium. What is this $520 charge? She said, oh no, that's your new monthly rate. That is your new monthly rate, $520 for car insurance. That is more than the car payment on my lease. How do I cancel? How do I cancel my car insurance? I don't need to drive anymore. $520. I do not drive a luxury vehicle. I'm in a Honda HR-V. I am not paying nearly $1,000 a month to be driving on the road in my Honda HR-V before gas, before maintenance, before anything else. I already cried about this and I'm done crying about it. My next steps are to call Honda, figure out how I return my lease, pay whatever penalty or whatever else I owe on that, and then cut it loose.
Okay, people, the car insurance is going up. Tell me why. Tell me why car insurance is going up. So, I drive a Lincoln MKX. It's a nice car, but it's 2016. It's not new. The only reason I drive this car is because I did drive a 2015 Equinox, but it got totaled. It was not my fault. But so in October of 22, I had to go car hunting, and it was an awful time because obviously insurance rates have been bad for the last 2 freaking years. It's terrible. And this was literally one of the cheapest cars on the lot, you know, for the mileage and whatnot, around like 74,000 miles. So I get this car. I should have done some homework, but it's considered a luxury car because it's a Lincoln. And a luxury car, the insurance is a little higher than a normal car because of the cost of parts and labor. Fine. So once I got over that, it was fine. But tell me why 6 months ago I paid around $700 for 6 months because it's cheaper for me to do 6 months than it is to do the monthly. It's like ends up being, I don't know, like a good amount cheaper. So I do the 6 months and I budget for it. It's in my budget every month, but I had to renew it because it's been 6 months, and instead of $700 or even like $720 or $750, it's about $940 for 6 months of car insurance.
Y'all want to know what's so ghetto? I just went from paying $1,134 and some change to $485 and some change for car insurance. When I was paying the $1,134 and some change a month, it was the same as what I'm paying for now. Same type of vehicles on there, same type of coverages. $1,000 deductibles because, duh. And it's one driver listed, me. 2 cars, 2. My 2022 Tesla 3 and my 2021 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. I'm 27. No accidents. No derogatory marks. No license suspensions. No tickets. Nada. Nothing. Why in the fuck was I paying so much for car insurance? Like, don't go to Direct Auto.
A local driver saw his premium go up 33%. He's a senior on a fixed income with no tickets or accidents, but we learned it's factors outside of his control causing rates to soar. These are the notices policyholders dread.
I was in a state of shock when I opened it up. My total cost last year, this is just for 2 cars, was $2,770. And this year, the total premium was $3,705.
David Williford said he immediately called AARP for the Hartford for an explanation.
He says, well, sir, you know, all insurance companies are going up. They're all raising their rates. She says the cost of doing business is increasing, the cost of parts and supplies and automobiles and so forth. It just keeps going up.
He wants to know why those costs are being passed along to him.
How long have you been a customer of theirs?
14 years.
Have you had any recent accidents?
Never.
Do you have a new car?
2019 and a 2021.
So did they give any other kind of explanation pertaining to your driving record or your choice in vehicle that...
No, they commended me. They commended me.
Did anybody's car insurance prices go up in California? This is my most recent bill for this year, September 2023. I used to pay for each vehicle, I used to pay $60 for collision and or liability. Now it's $106. For vehicle 2, same thing, $64, now it's $90. But look at this. So my total, this is what I used to pay, $139 for a car, $243. None of the coverages have changed. It's all the same coverages, right? $223, now it's $300. $200, now it's $350. $155, now it's $260 for 6 months of coverage. My total cost, right here. Last year, I was paying $727. This year, I'm paying $1,170. Anybody else got this problem?
I've been having my car for almost 2 years. Brand new car. I ain't never used the insurance on it. Been paying insurance $160 a month for the last 2 years. And I ain't never used it. Y'all hoes need to pay for some new tires. Y'all need to pay for an oil change. Y'all need to pay for something. What am I giving y'all all this money for? Then all of a sudden, when I don't have insurance, all of a sudden that's illegal.
Tell me, how is this legal? How can Geico...
My Geico payment went from $163 something to almost $2,300.
Auto insurance is crazy as hell right now. Sometime last year, I was paying like $336 for 2 cars. And then when it was time for me to renew my policy, it went from like $336 to like $450 something crazy. So I called them immediately. I'm like, yo, you got to explain this to me. I don't got no accidents, no tickets, nothing. I'm a good driver, got a good driving record. Why is my insurance going up every single time we have to renew the policy? So when I asked about that, all she said was, you know, you live in the state of Florida. There's so many people moving to the state of Florida. The insurance policies, you know, the price of insurance is just going up across the board for everybody. I didn't want to hear that shit. So I was like, yo, transfer me to somebody else because I need to know, you know, whatever I can do to get this thing down. Whatever discounts that are available for me, I need them right now.
I just got off the fucking phone with Geico. They increased my monthly insurance rate from $253 to $307 a month for my insurance. Oh, because of inflation. Because a lot of people are getting in car wrecks and they need to pay for their claims. That's what they told me.
If you were to call your agent today and ask him, hey man, why did my insurance rate go up? They would probably say something along the lines of it's because of inflation. And they wouldn't be wrong, because even though your car is diminishing in value, the cost of materials and the cost of labor keeps going up. But that is not the only reason why. The biggest reason is because insurance companies are losing too much money. Let me give you an example here. Allstate is paying out $1.08 in claims for every dollar they collect in premium. And yeah, it's because of inflation, because everything costs more, but it's also because of the severity of these claims and the frequency of them. I mean, last year there was a trend on TikTok to steal certain Kia and Hyundai models because they were so easy to steal, which led to a spike in comprehensive claims and also made certain companies not want to insure those cars anymore.
The experts we spoke to say there's a number of factors behind the increases this year. Increases in car crash fatalities, car thefts, and weather-related claims over the past few years, along with inflation driving up the cost of labor and vehicle parts. Now, Bankrate says the average annual premium is now $2,543 a year. That number can vary depending on your state, however. Massachusetts and Vermont have some of the nation's lowest rates, for example, as a percentage of their income spent. But on the flip side, in states like Louisiana and Florida, folks there are spending between $3,600 and $4,000 a year. That last one in Florida. Why so much in Florida? Bankrate analyst Shannon Martin tells me a lot of it is the weather. If you think about a flood during a hurricane, for example, one house can have 3 cars. So climate change has an impact on auto insurance rates, especially if you live in a state with increasing and more severe weather events.
I've seen people who pay $150, $180 for multiple cars worth of insurance suddenly have to pay $500+ for their car insurance with no warning, and anytime they try to call the insurance company, all they get in return is, hey, we've had to raise our premiums because we need to stay afloat as a company. So I did a little bit of investigation. What ends up happening is an insurance company, depending on the state that you live in, is in an active bidding competition saying, hey, could we raise our rates this much percent, that much percent? Most states, most counties, and most cities will actually block an insurance company from raising their premiums and say, hey, you can only raise your premiums 2 to 10%. But sometimes when they actually negotiate well or have enough reasoning to be like, hey, can we actually raise our prices 30%, 50%, 80%, they can actually go in and say, why do you need so much of an increase? And they can say, because if we do not do this, our companies will go under and you'll have to bail us out. And the states, the counties, the cities will actually betray you as the customer and allow them to continue operating, knowing well that they've raised your premiums anywhere between 50 to 80%.
Maryland Insurance Commissioner Kathleen Bourrain oversees the agency responsible for regulating insurers in the state. She said they're seeing rate increases across the board from 1.8% to nearly 50%.
The primary driver of the increase in premium is the increases in losses that insurance companies are required to pay. The cost of an accident, the cost of parts, the cost of medical care when there's a bodily injury claim, the cost of a jury verdict, and the amounts of verdicts that are increasing over time.
Carriers must have enough capital to remain solvent, so more losses means more money is needed to be able to cover future claims. And Maryland is what's called a file-in-use state, meaning insurers don't need approval before raising rates.
Our job is to review them and to make sure that they meet certain standards. That is, they're not unfairly discriminatory, that they are actuarially sound, that they are not excessive.
We asked her to define excessive.
Only if there isn't enough competition in this space could I conclude that a rate is excessive. And there is a lot of competition in this space.
But in 12 states and most recently D.C., insurance regulators do have that power and require prior approval before insurers can change their rates. Something Bourrain says Maryland has looked at, but she doesn't believe would make much of a difference.
Prior approval does not equal changing the cost drivers. If you look at D.C. as an example so far, I don't think we've seen a whole lot of difference between what the rates are between prior approval and competitive.
Her solution for policyholders is to aggressively shop around.
Car insurance is a scam in 2024.
I feel stupid for asking this because I'm usually very smart about this stuff, but it's really stumping me. Tell me why I paid $110 a month on my insurance for my truck. I drive a 2017 Ram Rebel, okay? I have not been in a single accident. I have not gotten a single ticket. In fact, I have a clean record in general. I've never gotten a ticket. Okay, so tell me why I am now having to pay around $500 to $700 a month. Out of nowhere, just skyrockets. Why? And then I went and got quotes from other places too, and they want the same amount. Why? What changed? It just skyrocketed immediately, and I feel so stupid I feel dumb. I feel like I'm missing something that's like so obvious. But it feels like a scam at this point. I'm $600 a month for when I used to pay $110? That doesn't make sense. Someone explain.
I really feel like car insurance is one of the biggest scams there is. Like, how do you want me to pay my monthly payment every month, and it's like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't? I gotta pay that premium whether I get in the accident or whether I don't. And then it's so crazy because even though I've been paying all these months without ever getting into an accident, once I do finally get into an accident, oh my God, my premium goes up. It's my fault. As if I didn't just give y'all months of free money for my insurance and I didn't get in no accident. I swear that car insurance is the biggest scam there is.
Car insurance is the biggest scam on this planet. Like, I'm really trying to understand, like, I need the insurance to cover my car in case I get into an accident. But if I get into an accident, then I'm penalized for getting into an accident because I'm really not supposed to get into an accident, even if I have car insurance. And then if I do use my car insurance because I got into an accident, they're going to raise my monthly premium. And then it's up to their discretion whether they cover me or not. But it's not up to my discretion whether I pay them or not. Because in order for me to register my car in my state, I have to have car insurance. So me being me, I'm thinking like, okay, so if I'm paying you $300 a month, if anything happens to my car, I shouldn't hear no tongue, no mouth. They have tongue and mouth every time you something happens to your car. And it's not making sense to me. Like, that's not adding up. The fact that car insurance is so expensive anyways, like, what do you mean you're charging me $400 a month for a what if? For a hypothetical? You must be out your goddamn... I don't get it. Health insurance is a whole nother thing, but the car insurance shit, I don't get. I don't get it. And to require people to have it, required, I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset because I have to renew my insurance, and my insurance is like almost $400. When I first got my car and I got insurance, and my insurance was like $200 something. Now it's almost $400. Like, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. Like, I'm about to give me an electric scooter. No, in this country, they're gonna start making people register them too.
Car insurance is such a fucking scam. I got my renewal premium and it was $1,200 for 6 months of coverage. That is insane. I usually pay like $500 to $600. That's what it's been for the last few years. I have one accident on my record that was not my fault, like 4 years ago. And so I insure one car and one driver, just me, just one car. And they wanted to double my premium to $1,200, $2,400 a year for car insurance. So obviously I looked around because I'm like, surely not every insurance agency is going to charge me $1,200 because that is insane. And I switched to Geico and it's magically $400 for the same coverages, exact same coverages, $400. And then when I called to cancel my old insurance, they were like, well, we can get it down to $800. How does it magically just go down to $800? What do you mean? You were going to charge me $1,200 and now you're saying, well, I can go down to $800. Are we fucking bartering? And then obviously I didn't stick with them, but car insurance is such a fucking scam.
Car insurance is really a scam. Like, I have to put insurance on my car so my license can get unsuspended. That's neither here nor there. Whatever. So I called Progressive, right? So I'm like, she breaking down the insurances or whatever. So I'm like, I just want liability. I want the cheapest insurance y'all got. I want the cheapest one. She said, so liability? Yes, liability. So she's like, okay. She's checking my info. She's like, it's gonna be $1 something a month for liability. I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, but you have to pay $800 to start the insurance. I'm sorry, did you just say $800? What am I paying you $800 for? You just said 100 something. She was like, no, but $800 is to start the insurance. Baby, it sounds like you just said $8,000. And baby, I don't got that. Like, why do I have to pay you $800 to start the insurance? Are you kidding me? Bye.
I'm gonna just say this like everybody else say it. Car insurance is a scam. I'm with Geico, right? So my bill has been $129 for the past 3 months. Next month it's talking about $202 where? So I'm calling, right? Because June is talking about some $160. What is up? I call the lady. Ring, ring, ring. She say, yes, ma'am. What can I, how can I help you? I would like to know where this $200 came from. That's an $80 increase. So she was like, yeah, based on your driving performance with the good driver, whatever it is that they put on your phone when you sign up for Geico, talking about it shows that, your driving score went down or whatnot. I said, ma'am, I saw that. Question: every time I get in the car with somebody, I have to switch it to being a passenger? She said, yes, ma'am. I said, no, ma'am. That's extra work for me. Like, I don't understand. So yeah, you have to change it every time you get in a car with somebody, because if they can't drive, it shows up on your score. I didn't read all that. I don't read fine print. I'm not a lawyer. Don't claim to be. But baby, that's a huge increase. She's talking about well, you pay a certain amount when your score is a certain score. I don't like that. Give me a base pay and that's what I pay. What? If I'm not in an accident, it shouldn't be extra. That's like when you sick, you pay extra for health insurance. I'm not sick.
One of the biggest scams in America is car insurance. One of the biggest scams in this country is car insurance. The value of a vehicle goes down every day, but insurance goes up. Why is it that the value of a vehicle goes down every day, but insurance goes up? One of them tried telling me that they don't go by the value of the vehicle when giving you a quote. They go by the cost of the parts of that vehicle. I'm like, hold on. But if I total my vehicle right now, you will go by the value of the vehicle. If I total my vehicle right now, you only pay me the value of that vehicle, right? But you won't give me a quote based on the value of that vehicle. Isn't that a scam? Isn't that a scam? I'm not against car insurance, but I think there should be a refund every year if you never filed a claim or had an accident. Just the same way we file our taxes every year. The same way we should be filing for a car insurance refund every year if you never filed a claim or had an accident. That is what I think. The money we've paid in car insurance over 10 to 15 years, you use that money and buy your vehicle twice. But here we are still paying. We are here still paying the same car insurance we've been paying for the past 10, 15 years with no claim filed. For how long? For how long?
My times. Drop a comment, let us know what you guys think about the video. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and you're welcome to JEJE Vibe.
We're out of here now.
Catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye now.
See you guys.
It's JEJE Vibe. It's JEJE Vibe. It's JEJE Vibe, 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 vibe. It's JEJE Vibe.